history.
And now there's a new way to visit the Star Wars universe.
Through computer games.
Boy, did we ever get lucky. We got to go behind the scenes at Lucasarts in California, where they make those games.
And meet the people who designed the latest one, Rebel Assault 2. There's some very creative people behind Lucasarts, like Vince Lee, who some people call the Doogie Howser of DOS, because he's young and talented. Let's go say hi. Hi, is it okay if we join you?
Sure.
I am Michael. Vince is the project leader at Lucasarts. That means he's in charge of the artists who create computer games like Rebel Assault 2. If you could tell people about your game one thing, what would it be?
Just one thing. Probably it's the game is as true to the Star Wars experience as it could possibly be.
You really do get caught up in this game, and it's cool meeting the guy who led the team behind it. What a great job. How do you feel every time that you play your game? Wow, I invented this. I thought up some of these ideas.
Of course, I feel really proud of that. In my little contribution, I've actually helped contribute to the Star Wars universe.
Sensors tracked a rebel ship going down in this sector. They probably didn't survive, but you never know. Yeah, right.
So do you like putting humor into your games?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I try to you figure out, people are sitting here, they're not in a movie theater in a real serious mood and stuff. So I make it a little humorous when I can.
And that includes hidden humor. Vince showed us a little secret part in Rebel Assault 2. You need a special code to find it. Look at him dancing. You won't see the dancing stormtroopers in the game unless you punch in the secret code. And Vince isn't talent, but he does like to talk about how computer games are made, starting with something called a storyboard.
Basically, you take your movie, basically all the shots that are going to be assembled into the movie, and you break it down into these little panels, so it reads almost like a comic book. This panel, this person's doing this person's doing that, and it just helps so that everyone knows what they're doing.
Everyone at Lucasarts works together as part of a team, and sometimes they play together too. In fact, their offices are filled with games and toys. What is it with all these toys? I mean, every room I go into, someone has a gun, toys, dolls, balls, cars.
Well, I think the thing is, see, we work in a games company, so it's very important for us to all keep young at heart, because otherwise we're going to get out of touch with our audience and we're not going to make games that are fun.
They definitely know how to have fun and make fun. Take a look at this. Vince made this Halloween costume for a company party and won first prize.
Man, what a creative guy.
No kidding, but there's a lot more to creating a computer game.
Yeah, once you have the idea, someone has to make it come to life on the screen. In this office, we find Richard Green, a wizard at creating 3D animation. It's surprising to learn how much of the animation is done in the computer. When Star Wars the movie was made, actual scale models were built and shot on film. But these days, models are 3D images drawn on a computer screen. They start out looking like a bunch of lines.
Here you get an idea of what the scene looks like. You've got these yellow are all the trees. These big lines that are across the bottom of the ground plane, which is the water. Let's see what we have here. These purple things are rocks.
When a game is being designed, artists draw stick figures in their computer. That blocks in the scene. Then later, they put on the color and the texture to make it look real.
And you can kind of see the speeder cruising along here. Then he gets hit right there. And then the speeder dives off, crashes behind this tree. And then the camera comes to a stop here.
Cool.
And then you see this flying creature come in overhead right there. And he flies in and flies off in the scene.
And that strange mixture of moving lines turns into this.
Whoa, his helmet fell off.
Yeah. So this is the final product.
This is it. That's what it looks like.
So this is the modern way to build models. Another really cool trick is to use live actors in the game. Many of the characters you see in Rebel Assault 2 are real people, captured on videotape and scanned into cyberspace.
I really wanted to come in and then have this pilot in here, be a real video character. And because I like the idea of starting off, you know, really far away in space, and as you get closer and closer and closer, you look inside and you see that, oh, that's a real person inside there.
Now that's spooky.
Okay, so you're probably wondering how that's done.
Well, we got to meet the guy who mixes those computer images with real people. This dark, dungeness workspace is where Mark Christensen creates amazing images. Come with me, he's going to take us inside Rebel Assault 2. Mark is a video effects specialist.
My job is essentially taking these characters who were shot on video and putting them together with the scenery, which was all created on computers.
Cool.
So, yeah, there's a lot of trickery.
Is it pretty complex?
Sometimes it's really simple.
Rumerline, I didn't expect to find the likes of you here.
For Rebel 2, actors dressed up in costumes from the actual Star Wars movies, then performed their scenes in front of a special blue-colored screen. The backgrounds were later added in by computer.
So the first thing I'm going to bring up on screen here is the original footage in a little window. And so there's our actress, Rumerline, and an entire wall of blue, and then there's a guy over here in the corner with a fan to just make her hair blow a little bit because it was a little bit windy day.
Why are they using real actors now instead of just drawing them like they did the background?
Well, you know, what we're trying to recreate for people playing the game is the Star Wars experience, sort of the excitement of being in that universe, and that comes from the movies, and the movies had real characters in them. So to get as close as we can to the feeling of the films, we need to use actors. We need people putting on these old costumes from 12, 15 years ago when they made the movies.
So they film it, and what's next?
Well, then we bring it over. They hand it off to me, along with some art elements. And the ones that we have here, there's the whole background. So the first thing I do is take away the blue. The computer can understand how to get rid of the blue, and because she doesn't have any blue on her, it knows to distinguish her from what she was up against. Then there are various layers of elements that get put in here. This background layer is a painting that a matte painter did. So if I were to take just that out and leave in the Minox, you can see there a separate element.
So they're like different sheets of paper that you're laying over each other.
Exactly. And what you want is to make it look as transparent and seamless as possible. So that's the art of it right there.
After seeing all of this, I'll sure look at this game differently from now on.
Up next on NFK, find out how to make Rebel Assault 2 sound like this. We'll be right back after these messages.
Back with news for kids.
We saw how Lucasarts makes some of those amazing visual effects for their computer games.
So imagine all the tricks they have to create what you hear. Take a look and a listen.
Ever wonder where the cool soundtracks in computer games come from?
Well, for LucasArts, it all starts inside here. Clint Bajakian is a composer. He creates music and sound effects for many of the computer games at LucasArts. Michael and I wanted to see how it was done.
Clint showed us how we can turn ordinary sound into something wild, like taking a recorded screech of a hawk and changing it into some kind of cave monster.
Go. Isn't that great? Now, if that were in a movie, it'd be kind of scary. Yeah. Now, all it is a hawk, but you're lowering it way down, and you're putting a reverberation on it, so it sounds echoey. And
Next, Clint let us in on a fun, having us record some dialogue to show how we can add some sound effects to spice it up. Yellow leader, we're about to hit our target in 2100 hours. Over and out.
All right, red leader, target straight ahead. Got the bomb in place? Tell me when.
Okay, get your locks on. Okay, you're almost in the right position. Now go.
Bombs away. 3, 2, 1. Yes, we hit it. Good job.
now what I'm going to do is I'm going to EQ it so that it sounds like it's coming out of a radio. Now let's listen to it.
Yellow leader, we're about to hit our target in 2100 hours. Over and out. All right, red leader, target straight ahead. Got the bomb in place? Tell me when. Okay, get your locks on. Okay, you're almost in the right position. Now go.
That was great.
Yeah, that was good, you guys. That was fun.
That was
See
awesome.
what you can do? Sometimes I take the microphone and I just speak into it like, yeah, I got him. You know, and then I'll radio chatter it and drop it in the game. The project leader doesn't even know I did it. It's kind of fun.
Well, he knows about it now. Clint says it's a lot of fun creating illusions for the ear to make people feel like they're hearing the real thing. Last week on Talkback, we asked you if you could create your own video game, what would it be like? I hope Lucasarts is listening, because you guys had some pretty cool answers.
Hi, my name is Agatha. I'm 13 years old and I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. My new video game will be about the environment, how we can clean up the beaches, save the animals from extinction, and to clean up all the areas so we don't have no trash laying around.
Hi, my name is Jared Thurman. I'm 13 years old and I'm from Rochester, Indiana. If I could make a game, it would be a virtual reality space mission game. The mission would be to land on a planet or the moon and return back to Earth without any problems. You have to take off and land all by yourself.
My name is Sadie Bishop. I'm 13 years old and I live in Auburn, Indiana. My idea for a video game would be that you're trapped in a rainforest in South America and there's obstacles you have to get through and you have to get out of the rainforest in order to catch your flight home.
Here's this week's question. Earth Day is coming up later this month. What special activities do you have planned? Call Talkback at 1-800-KIDS-7474. Be sure to leave your name, age, hometown, and message. Then listen for some of your answers on next week's News for Kids.
Hey, if you have your own business, why not enter our exciting National Be Your Own Boss contest?
You could win a great prize.
All you have to do is tell us about your business.
You have to be 14 years old or younger.
You can submit your entry in any form, handwritten, computer, or even on videotape.
There are 3 great prizes. First prize is a Macintosh computer with a quad-speed CD-ROM worth about $2,000.
Second and third prize winners will each get a $200 business grant from the Young Americans Bank.
Get more information by calling 1-800-206-5916.
Or find it on the News for Kids homepage on the internet. Our web address is www.newsforkids.com.
The contest will be judged by a panel of judges from the Young Americans Bank and News for Kids.
All entries will be judged on overall effectiveness of the business.
Your entry must be received by April 30th, 1996.
Winners will be announced in May on News for Kids, so good luck.
Think this is impossible? We'll show you how it's done after these messages.